Hello, everybody. This is Joanne Musa, the tax lien lady, and I have with me today Ollie Thomas. So, hi, Ollie. How you
Hello,
doing
Joanne.
today?
Great. How are you today?
Good. And Ollie was a coaching client a couple of years ago, and we went to the Lake County sale in Indiana, the commissioner's sale. And you've probably seen the videos on my site of before we went to the sale, we were looking at properties, and then we went to the sale, and Ollie got three liens at the commissioner's sale. And that was in 2018. And was it 2018 or 2009? That was 2019, wasn't
19.
it, Ollie?
Yes. Yes.
It was, and I say 2018 because it was 2018 taxes, because they were sold, the liens were first sold in the tax sale in the fall of 2018. They didn't get sold in that sale, so they got certified to the commissioner. And then in, I think it was March, we went to that sale. Yeah, because it was right around my
Right.
birthday, I remember.
Right.
And that was March of 2019. And then why don't you tell us the rest of the story, Ollie?
Well, at that sale, we were. It was my first sale. It was exciting. It was a little daunting at first. I was glad you were there with me to to walk me through it. We received three properties at the time. We purchased three liens. In Indiana at the time, there was a 4-month redemption period, and two of the properties redeemed. And the final property, I actually foreclosed and got the house.
Yeah, that was really the I'd say most desirable outcome out of the
Yes.
sale.
Yes.
You did make money on the properties that redeemed, but what you really wanted was to actually get at least one of the properties, which you were able to do, which you don't always get to do at tax lien sales in most states. But at this sale, the commissioner's sale, because it's a shortened redemption period, and I think, Ollie, also because of the properties that we bought liens on. Do you want to
Well, I
tell us
think
about that?
Well, yeah, we actually used your software and went through the sorting process. And once we started sorting the properties and put a minimum value on the properties, then we sorted through the properties, and got our range of what we considered our sweet spot for the properties. And then I physically drove by and looked at the properties and then weeded out some more based on that. And I think we came up with three really good units.
Yeah, but the particular, I mean, the properties that we invested in, or that you actually bought at the sale, and what we looked through and how we filtered out the properties, we weren't looking at high-end properties.
Oh no, no, no,
Right,
no.
we
That's
weren't looking
right,
at high-end
right,
properties.
right.
And the reason why you had to drive by the properties is to make sure that they weren't really bad.
Right. And some cases we want to make sure they were still there.
Yeah. But the properties that we bid on were decent properties in decent areas, but not high. They were not in high end areas. Because of course you don't have a lot of those properties in the sale to begin with.
True, true. And we're looking at I mean, and the fact that these properties are on the tax sale, I mean, and so some of these properties that are on the sale, they've been, if they're not occupied, they've been abandoned or unoccupied for years. I mean, because the sale, it doesn't happen overnight. So these properties have been, some of them have been sitting there for quite a while. That's why we needed to drive by and take a look and see what was there that day, as opposed to looking at just thinking about what it was a couple of years ago, because a lot of things happen in a couple of years. So yes.
So the properties that you got, those three properties, were they all occupied or unoccupied?
Two were occupied and one was unoccupied, and the two that redeemed were the ones that were occupied.
Okay. And so, all right, so let's talk about what everybody wants to hear. What were the results? How much, why don't you tell us about your investment and what you had to put into the property to foreclose on it, and where you are now. But why don't you tell us about the process?
Okay, well, what we did, the actual lien itself for that property was $6,200. And then we had to come up with that. I think they give you 48 or 24 hours to come up with the balance of the money. So for this unit, the actual price was $6,200. Then for the foreclosure, I had $850 in legal fees, and then I had another $1,000 I spent on permits so that we could start the rehab and all that. So once we got in, I got a contractor, and we got a scope of work of what needs to be done to the property. Um, I ended up putting a total of the total repair cost for the property was $31,273. That included a new roof, because when I got in the property, I was standing in the living room, I could look up and see the sky. So we had a new roof, exterior and interior, and all the upgrades to bring the house rent ready. So that total repair cost was $31,273. And then I had, so the acquisition cost plus the total repair cost was $39,323. That was my all-in price. And we actually rented the property just a little while ago, and is renting for $1,100 a month, which has given me a remarkable 33% return, annualized return on my money. So it was a great investment.
Wow, that is great. Now, what's the ARV of this property? What would it be worth if you sold it?
Well, when we first started, well, things have happened, things have changed in the market. When we first started, the ARV of that property was right around $35,000, so it was kind of low. But for reasons beyond my control, the market has really gotten hot lately, and these same properties now are selling for upwards of $50,000. The exact same unit I have, 50,000 plus today.
So if you had to sell it right now after doing all the rehab, you'd net 10,000.
Minimally,
Yeah, minimally you'd
because I've
net
looked at,
10,000,
yeah.
but you're making 1,100 a month on the rent.
Yes, and so I'm planning this. My whole thought was for this to be a long-term hold, and the rents are great. So I plan on keeping it for a little while. Now, if the market really gets crazy and they just offer me a ridiculous price, of course I'd consider it. But right now, long-term hold is what I was looking for.
Yeah, and you could have wholesaled it too.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
And probably could have made 10,000 just on wholesale.
Yeah, and there were because what the acquisition at the tax lien sale, what that offers or provides you is it gives you two or three options to, like you said, you could wholesale a property, do what I did, rehab for long-term rental, and then hold it, or you could rehab it and sell it. So buying it at that tax sale price gives you plenty of options to do whatever you want to do with the property.
Yeah, yeah, great. And I think too, the area, again, you kind of knew the area. I mean, Lake County is a big county. It's a suburb of Chicago.
Yeah.
So, and there are, a lot of towns in Lake County that are, suburbs of Chicago, but there's good areas and there's bad areas.
Well, yeah, yes.
And you knew, because you live in that area, the first thing you did was just pick the zip codes that you knew were the better areas. And again, there wasn't any really high-end areas that we went to, but
Right.
and these were the areas that increased in value.
Yes, yeah, and
Yeah.
and the percentage return in these areas is much better than it is in a high-end area, because you can only charge so much for rent. So the areas that we looked at was really the sweet spot for my strategy of being a long-term hold.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. And now, so that was 2 years ago. And last year, there was some problems with the Lake County sale due to COVID. They didn't have it when they were supposed to have it. They had it later. It got postponed, and then they made registration difficult for people that were already registered, had to register
Yes.
again.
Yes.
So you weren't able to do it last year, but we're getting ready to do it again this year. And I'm doing a training on how to do that because Lake County is going to be online. And it
Yes.
wasn't, we went live. Now it's going to be online. But this year, there are 8 other counties that are having their commissioner sale online. So I'm going to be doing a training for that starting March 1st. So I'm looking forward to that and looking forward to working with you again on the Lake County.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. And this is going to be a new experience, the online. I've never done that. So this is going to be a new experience.
All right. All right. I look forward to it. And anybody that's interested in the training that we're doing can go to my website at taxlienlady.com. And there's a link at the top there for the Indiana Commissioner Sale training. Okay. Thanks, Ollie.
Thank you, Joanne.